Hey everyone, it's me again, T. Hyatt. Welcome to my channel. Today I am going to be sharing with you some things that, sharing some things about myself. I've already shared with you in my very first video in the fact that I'm a wife and mom. We only have one kid at the moment. She is a full-on redhead, and all the stigma to go with it and more. So both of my husband are just trying to do our best and try to parent her into the type of woman that that our faith calls her to be. Now, for us, yes, we are. I'm a woman of God. I believe in Jesus. I accepted him when I was 14 and a half years old. I'm unashamed of it all. I'm totally unashamed of it. I won't lie in the factor that for a good portion of my life, part of the journey in the faith for me has been some growth, but then I kind of got stuck, and we're not supposed to get stuck. We're supposed to keep on progressing and everything in our faith is, and I ended up getting stuck, and but I also, in the factor in that being stuck, long period of time of being stuck, I'll admit in the fact that there were certain things about marriage and about being a mom that I had misconceptions of it. I had misconceptions of marriage. I had misconceptions about being a mom. And it took me a long while to realize that certain things I was doing, certain things that I was saying was not conducive for neither my marriage nor for our daughter. And it took me a while to get to that point. Now, during that period of time, I was seeing a counselor. Not seeing when I was I was seeing her before the pandemic, and for heaven's sake, I even saw 2 other counselors before her, and I won't lie, the first one wasn't too bad. It's a good starting point to a degree. But there are faith-based counseling, which is what I needed to help me to begin with, and I still needed it. And I won't lie, I still need my faith-based counseling stuff. Right now, regrettably, I'm not doing it because of the factor of some insurance. You get the drift on that one. But anyway, before I got to where I'm at now, I was already dealing with mild depression. Before I even met my husband, I was already dealing with mild depression. And then I met my husband and all that type of stuff. I met my husband, we fell in love, and of course, obviously we got married and all that. But then about a little over 2 years after we got married, I got pregnant with our daughter, and things were going fine and all that. But then after giving birth to our daughter, pregnancy will, now for some women, they don't have extreme changes. They don't deal with they only have mild changes in their body. They only deal with some things, maybe. For me, however, my stuff was severe.
The rain has stopped. You can do the trash.
We, after giving, like I said, after giving birth to our daughter, my mild depression went from mild to severe. I mean that. It went from mild to severe after about 5-6 months after giving birth to her. And it just kept getting worse and worse and worse. And I did finally, after a bit of time, I did finally, I admitted the factor of what I was going through, which seriously, when, to all the other moms out there who have gone through this type of stuff, and you seriously counseling, you have to admit what you're going through. Every single one of us has to admit what we're going through, period. We have to admit it. In some cases, we can actually avoid, well, no, I shouldn't say avoid. In some cases, we can actually have per se an easy way to go through, to work through the issues, to work through our problems, but not, for some of us, we're too afraid, we're wanting to avoid it at all costs. I'm sorry, but from my own personal experience, you just can't. I went, my very first counselor was from Life Touch Ministries here in Indiana, and then after that, I went to the Bowen Center, again here in Indiana. I will not be the only one to tell you this. And in fact, the Bowen Center here in Indiana, don't ever go. If you live here in Indiana, well, if you live here in the northern part of Indiana, I strongly advise you to not go to them. They have, I mean, seriously, their doors are revolving. And so therefore, I mean, trust me when I say this, me and my husband, we were patients there, and we were not the only ones who actually felt like this. So just don't go to, but the people who I would recommend, for if you live here in northern Indiana, try a place akin to LifeWorks, I want to say in counseling center. My counselor was I seriously do enjoy I loved my counselor from there. She was awesome, and she was it's a faith-based place, which I was loving for myself, because in that way it could, for me personally, it could help me grow my faith. It can help me understand God, the living Lord God Almighty, above, way more better, and myself personally, even more so better, and not only see myself. I won't lie, I'm still working on trying to see myself as who God sees me. I've been able to make progress in that area to a degree. I still need some work, I won't lie on that regard. But sorry for saying a lot. Counseling seriously helps out. It honestly, especially when you have someone who has a master's degree in psychology and in counseling. That seriously will help out tremendously. For my husband, is more like the least I want for my counselor is a master's degree in psychology, the highest doctorate. And I'm going, okay. And after a while of doing after the pandemic broke out and everything, we did phone. By phone. I won't lie, even by phone, you can make tremendous progress in doing that. For me, it was because of, I think the reason why I was able to make progress in this department and in the areas of my life is because of the fact that I knew I needed to. I knew I needed to progress my faith, to grow more my faith, and to keep to keep moving toward the person who I need to be inside of God in heaven. Not only for myself, not only for my own personal sake, but also for for granted, to bring honor and glory to God in heaven above, yes, but also to help, but also for my husband and my daughter's sake too. For our daughter's sake too, yeah. So, yes, I strongly suggest getting counseling. It does help out tremendously, especially when you're realizing that you just need help, period, and you're needing help to deal with your anxiety issues, your depression, your stress, all of it. And quite frankly, as I've seen in a lot of videos, that a lot of, I shouldn't say a lot of videos, in a lot of in certain videos I've watched, that they've looked up statistics. Depression, anxiety, all of it is just going way up. And we seriously, people, I know this is going to probably touch on a very much sore subject, and I do apologize, and I'm sorry if this, and so guard up, put your guards up, walls up, whatever you want to call it. We have to get our mental and our emotional issues taken care of. Otherwise, things such as the school shooting in Texas yesterday, people, we cannot, and again, please have your walls up, because I know some of you will probably disagree, and that's fine. But I know it's not the gun. It's not the guns. It's us. It's us. We have to change our minds, change our hearts. We have to be willing to heal ourselves. Heal ourselves from all the wounds, from all of our pain, from all of our sorrow, from all the things that we have gone through in our lives that have been so negative over the years. We have to be willing to heal that in order to become better. Now, granted, there are some people who will just not do that, and I feel sorry, and that's their choice. It's their choice. But I strongly suggest, and I urgently request, and I just, please, consider getting counseling. If you are still struggling, if you're dealing with a lot of anxiety issues, a lot of depression, a lot of stress, a lot of worry, a lot of fear, we cannot be allowing the negative things in our life to be so overwhelming. Now, granted, my husband would say, well, that's strange coming from a person who allows a lot of negative. I won't lie, negativity does play in my life a lot, in a good amount, but I am honest to God, hold on here, little one. One moment.